welcome to the Questionnaires podcast, where each week we source the best questions from Yahoo Answers and attempt to provide the best advice from.
If smoking is so bad, why does it cure salmon?
2.
What were electric eels called before electricity was invented?
We're here to prove that every question deserves an answer. Joined with me this week, as always, is Marcus.
Hello.
And Damien.
Hey, guys.
How are we doing?
Oh, very well. Very well. It's the second week in a row that we get to see one another in the flesh.
We're at Marcus's place now, and Marcus's place I've only been to a couple of times, so I needed to get the address. Now, when I was driving here, though, my phone, I had the GPS running, had my phone plugged in, had my Spotify playing. My phone was just like burning up. It was getting very, very hot. Like, this is not usually a red phone. It's just like, it's like smoldering red right now.
It's red hot.
It's been red hot. And I thought it was my fire playlist that was making it really hot. I don't think it was. I think it was the GPS and everything combined. But it got to the point where my GPS was like, I had to turn it off, right? Yeah. And then I felt like, hang on a second, what do I do if like my phone is too hot, overheats and turns off? I won't be able to get here because I don't have you don't have Melways or anything like that, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, I was channeling Bear Grylls. I was like, all right, where's the sun? I might need to drink my own piss to get here.
Tom was already peeing into his water bottle, ready to go.
Sorry, I'm late and I smell like piss.
Marcus opens his front door and you're literally in his street. We just see you drinking your own piss. It's like, Tom, he's right here.
You can have water if you like. Tom, I'm like, no, piss is for me.
It's like Tom always jumps at the opportunity to drink his own piss. He's like, he's ready to go.
Always like wrestling me to put my pants back on.
Yeah.
I was like, I almost couldn't make it because I was like, I don't know how to get here.
But it's a nice easy drive though for you, isn't it? Like
it's an easy drive, but there is like
you don't know. Yeah.
Didn't you have something happen where something was delivered to a different address?
Yeah.
I feel like my GPS was taking me on a wild goose chase today.
I think I know. It took you down the side street.
Yeah.
You got to ignore the side streets.
It took me to an alley, and it's just like
you got to ignore the alleys.
Yeah.
Just go around the.
I mean, that's just good life advice in general. Avoid the alleys.
I get stabbed.
Yeah.
I made it.
You made it, Damien. How are you?
I'm good. I mean,
Damien wasn't lost.
I mean, I planned ahead because it took me about 40 minutes to get to your house.
Yeah,
so I brought my charger with me just in case.
Yeah.
It was running hot, like a Ricky Martin dance video, but it was okay. I got here.
This is my idea to record like a drive basically when it's school finishing time, when it's like the worst traffic.
Yeah.
And come across town to Marcus's house.
You're used to bad traffic because that's when you drive. You drive. During school hours, like at the end of it.
Working at a school is just like I basically I'm with the salmon upstream into the mouths of the bears.
Yeah, that's the only thing I miss about doing Zoom podcasts
meetings.
Is that you could be like, we're recording at 11 and you could be in your underwear until 10:59, and then as soon as it's lights, camera, action. Yeah, it's all good. Doesn't matter.
I'm not going to lie. There were definitely episodes where I filmed in my underwear.
You were Donald Duck in it.
Yeah.
We couldn't tell from the bottom.
Yeah, it was too hot.
Fair enough.
That's fair enough, Marcus. Hey, these are the perks from working at home. But like, I don't know about you, Marcus. Is there any talks of you going back into the office?
The office, there are talks, but they're still very keen on us working from home until at least February. So at least a while away.
Well, lucky you. That must be nice to sort
Life is pretty good right now.
I know. I'm sitting in Marcus's work chair right now. I feel like I'm Marcus. I'm an accountant right now.
Yep. And there's a calculator right there ready to go.
Yeah, right. Actually,
that explains why you're also giving off a really boring vibe as well, Tom. It all makes sense now.
As you can see, there's the Excel spreadsheet. Let's forget about that then. If I'm being too boring, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to shelve my boringness to find interesting stuff to talk about. Interesting things from the website Yahoo Answers. Questions that we're going to answer from people that have asked on that website. It's what we do each and every week. We find questions and provide advice to those people and help them on their way. That's how the show works. The other thing we do is we name the question askers after a theme, and it's Marcus's theme this week.
Yes, exactly. And I had one theme in mind, but Tom's story at the beginning actually made me change my theme.
Okay.
Wild card.
Yes. I want to name their question.
Things that are hot. No,
things that are hot fire.
This question comes from tits.
Guys, does anyone else boobs?
Boobs, please, guys. No.
All three of us had the exact same thing. Right.
Just a different word for it.
No. This one comes from bazongas. All right, sorry, Marcus, continue.
You call it bazongas?
No, I'm just saying we're all giving it different names.
Yeah. The third person gets a real rough one.
Yeah. All right, no. It's going to come after famous explorers. Because Tom was using his maps. He was using his exploring skills.
Yeah.
All right, can I go first?
You can.
This one is going to come from Dora the Explorer.
All right, yeah.
Does that count?
Yeah.
She's famous,
She's famous.
And she's explorers in the name. So.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
All right. Dora writes in, was I wrong to ruin this kid's dream? So I'm a part-time nanny and currently work for a wealthy couple. Their 3-year-old is absolutely obsessed with Moana. So that's the Pixar film?
Yep, it's good.
When I first met her, she immediately asked me if I'm Moana. I hesitated, but her mother gave me a look and I kind of said yes. I had no idea what I was in for. Ever since that day, I've had to pretend to be Moana. The mum actually paid me extra to keep up the act. I only respond to the name and I always have to be in character. Whenever I do something a little out of character, the daughter gets very upset. I've discussed with the mother that we have to phase this out, and she said they would eventually. However, yesterday, the mother texted me a picture of a Moana costume and told me I would need to wear it for the family's upcoming Moana Day. Seriously? When is it not Moana Day in that house? So today when I was with the kids, I gently told the girl that I am not Moana. Never was. Whoa. She immediately started crying. It was an absolute shit show. Afterwards, the father spoke to me in private and said that he understands it might be a little too much, but I shouldn't have ruined Moana Day. Miraculously, they have not fired me yet.
Wow.
Was I wrong for crushing this little girl's dreams? Dora, the explorer.
Dad breaks into song and he's like, what can I say except you're fired? Moana is such a good movie.
I haven't seen it.
Dude.
I
Dwayne
should
The Rock
watch it.
Johnson.
Can you give us like a brief synopsis? I know she's like friends with water. That's
she's
basically...
it's like the Islander. You know how Pixar basically are now trying to tackle every sort of, I guess, culture in some
Right,
way.
yeah.
It's she's the Islander. She's I'm trying to remember the exact
Polynesian?
story. She's like a Polynesian one, and she's like she can control the water. I
Interesting.
think.
Okay.
The wind or the
She's
water.
like, yeah, okay.
And she meets Dwayne The Rock Johnson, who's like a. It's
Dwayne.
actually, he
It
plays
actually
Dwayne
is Dwayne
The
The
Rock
Rock.
Johnson.
Yeah.
He's like a demigod. Is
Okay.
that the term?
Okay.
He's like a god that's like lost his powers because he's lost his special.
mojo?
His mojo. It's Austin Powers, basically the plot of that, but with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Okay, yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
sounds groovy.
It's a good film. It's a
Okay.
good film. Good songs in that too.
I heard it's a really good one. One of the better, more recent ones.
For sure, for sure.
Okay.
But this is awkward though because like you wanna keep your job, you wanna get paid.
Yep.
But is it something that I would I keep up the charade to keep pretending to be someone if it's going to keep A, the kid happy and B, my bank account happy?
Yeah.
I feel like it tackles two subjects. Like what you said. A, it's you're tackling. Do you fake it for a kid to keep up the facade?
Yeah,
like you
right.
know, the Santa Claus is real, the Buddy's Bunny, those sort of facades.
Yeah.
And the other one is how much do you fake something at your job?
Right.
But this also crosses a weird line because I think like this is a CGI animated character. Like
Yeah.
Santa
Yeah,
and that's kind of like a common lie that all kids like does this person think that like the good dinosaur and stuff are real as well?
Who are
Like
you
where does it
fooling?
end?
Who are you fooling? And especially when it's just like you have to play it up that you're Moana.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Moana doesn't drive a 97 Civic. She's got a canoe. And I don't know if you can canoe to this like to babysit, but
She's like scraping along the road in a canoe.
right. She's singing that song.
She's got to sell it for the daughter. She
Yeah,
has
that's
to.
true. You got to sell it up.
She wants her money.
And then it's like also, hey, can you wear this Moana costume on the Moana day?
Yeah.
It's like, what does she wear every other day? Like, does she wear like Adidas tracksuit pants?
Moana in like COVID, like she's always wearing like
This is what Moana
undercover.
wears when she babysits.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
really, she can't wear her outfit.
What is Moana's character like? What commitments should she have to be? She have to be in water a lot. Like, what else would she have to be doing?
She just
She'd
brings
go-
a bottle of water and sprays it in the kid's
Yeah,
face.
yeah.
Like, ah!
I mean, she's always like, because it's like an island movie, she's always like in like skirts and like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, okay.
gotta
yeah.
dress-
in the dead
Light.
of winter, she has to be in like a grass skirt.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
type of
She's
thing.
in-
It's like a piece of
I
my
feel like it's probably
arsehole.
not really the most, and it's borderline sort of racist in a way for the parents to do this too.
Yes, I
Yeah.
agree.
I'm assuming that the parents are not Polynesian and they're just like,
You touched on a good point
Yeah.
because it was quite a long question and I cut it out. But she does touch on that. She's like, I'm not even Polynesian.
Right.
Which makes me think that I doubt this person was hired for their nanny skills. I think they were looking for a Moana lookalike.
yes,
Because
yes.
the mum, because as soon as she got there, the daughter was like, "You're Moana,"
Yeah.
and the mum was like, "Come on, go
Yeah,
along with it."
play it up.
So I think if you told somebody that, they'd be less likely to take the job.
Yeah, for
So I reckon
sure.
this was a casting call for
Yeah,
a,
right.
a Moana lookalike.
Profile.
But do you feel
A
like
Moani, as they call it.
Mo-nanny.
Mo-nanny.
No, but do you feel like would you take the job if you knew you were a crap nanny?
Uh-huh.
But you know you get the job because but you look like Moana.
Yeah.
Would you take the job in that sense?
I mean, if they're going to pay you extra for it as well.
How much do you need to do? Like, I mean, there are worse things you could be like. If you look like Moana, you just need to like what? You have to be like a pleasant Disney princess sort of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's not like you look like I don't know, someone bad, and then you have to do bad things. You know, it's not really.
Why is it because you look like Jafar?
Jafar, yeah. I was thinking of Jafar too.
right,
Why is Jafar the go-to
You have
guy?
to like force the kid into the hourglass. You can fill it with sand.
You have to walk with a cane.
Yeah.
You know, that's it.
She does also say that it's starting to wear on her because the daughter is always like, regale me of stories from the island.
Yeah.
So she has to constantly be in character and tell her stories, you know.
Yeah. And what
about
if she's
a time
like-
she made out with like a starfish or something. I don't know.
That's what happens in Moana.
Got frisky with some stuff.
Maybe on like the porn parody of Moana that happens.
That's Moana? Sure. Close enough.
Like it's tough, I guess, like because you want to keep the kids happy, but it's one thing to promote using their imagination, but that's falsifying life. I think it's fine if you were to play Moana and be like, yeah, I look like Moana, let's play Moana.
Yes.
I think that's okay.
I think that's cool. That'll be okay. But I think it also helps, like, I agree with all of what you're saying. It's a bit, if it was playing, it's different. But she could also, being a nanny, could say, hey, Moana don't agree with this.
Yeah.
Like, she speaks in the third person to the child, like that could help her in the nannying side.
It's like in Big Daddy when he's like, Scuba Steve has a bath.
Yeah, exactly.
It's cool to have a bath.
Or like when my brothers would say, if you don't do this, I'll call Santa Claus, and I believe them.
Yeah.
You can use it to manipulate kids.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
But for good.
For the good. For the acts of good. Like, hey, Moana takes baths.
Whereas my brother used it for evil.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, hey, you know, go kick Dad in the ass or else I'll tell Santa.
They tried to stop you from bathing. They were just like, how long can we go without bathing this kid? We keep threatening Santa.
Who do you think, like, if you... Because this person apparently looks like Moana.
Yeah.
If we had to cast each other as CGI characters, who do you think we look like? If I was going to be a budget Pixar knockoff character...
Who would Damien
like
be?
Marcus, I was thinking maybe Wreck-It Ralph. I feel like he got the
Oh,
build.
you could put on like the flannel.
I was going to get rid of the beard, but I reckon everything else I could probably rock.
Yeah, I reckon Damien could be Fix It Felix then. I reckon we could go a combo deal between these two. Get them both together.
I don't
Felix is
like
blonde,
that 'cause it
though.
means we have to split the money. Not for that.
That's true. No, look, there's got to be something else.
There's a lot of Pixar.
I know who. The guy from Ratatouille.
Oh, you could be Remy.
Chef Linguini.
the chef?
The
Okay.
chef, not the rat.
Yeah.
You can't be the rat if you want.
Who would want the chef? You'd be like, hey, it's the chef. You'd
Well,
want the
there's
rat
the
from
case,
Ratatouille.
that's curly hair.
I would rather be the rat because he is more competent at his job. Whereas like Chef Linguini is just a bumbling idiot. I don't want to be Mr. Bean.
All right.
But
you
you'd
can
have
be
to
the
come
rat.
in full rat garb, though. You'd be dressed as the rat.
That's fine. I already love cheese, so I'm halfway there.
I mean,
that's
Damien could be. We could be Woody. I reckon you could be Woody.
Oh, yeah, I can see Woody too.
Damien in a cowboy outfit would.
It's the dark hair, curly sort of hair that I would think.
I do love cowboy hats and stuff. So
He's big on the
any
Cowboys.
excuse. Well, what about me then?
did I tell you guys what happened with the cowboy hat?
What happened?
What happened to me recently? Because I've been watching the show Justified.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole thing is about this guy who's a lawman. He's
Yeah.
a bit of a bad boy.
Wait. Are you,
Western
let me
Lawman?
stop you right there. Are you tempted by buying a cowboy hat? Are you like, I want to be able to walk around town with a cowboy hat? I want to be Timothy Oliphant.
I'm not just tempted. I'm also pot committed, all right? It's one of those shows
I'm
where
blowing my hat budget for 2020.
it was actually zero and I've already blown it. But the whole thing is like he's a cool lawman,
Yep.
and like he'll threaten a bad guy, knock him to the ground, take a bullet out of his gun, throw it on their chest, and he'll say the next one's coming faster, like stuff like that, right?
Justified.
Yeah, exactly. Bam.
I'm justified.
So many times though, like
Is his name Justin? Is that like
Justified.
I mean, if that would I would not watch a show with the main
I reckon
character.
they sold the show on that premise alone.
Yeah, Justified.
And
Called Justified, and his name's Justin.
Yes,
Fine.
and his partner's called Ron Stoppable. That's the two of them.
I'd watch it.
But like, you know, he wears a cowboy hat, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it started as a joke because me and my girlfriend were watching it. And then after a bit, I'm like, you know what? I'm a big fan of the cowboy hat.
Yeah,
Actually,
right,
I think I want one now. Next thing you know, I'm
Yeah.
researching cowboy hats. So I'm in the thick of it. But I don't want to spend too much money because, you know, it's a goddamn cowboy hat. And I'm only going to... I'd be too scared to wear it outside of my house.
You don't need to wear it in the bedroom.
Outside the house, So like, and then outside the bedroom.
Of course, yeah, the bedroom and the garden when I'm doing my gardening, right?
Howdy.
And
It's like to the neighbours.
Also, I'll keep it on me if someone tells a sad story so I can take it off and hold it to my chest
Yeah,
because
yeah,
all cowboy things.
Commiserations.
Anyway, so I was